So a few months ago, I went to an online education networking event, which is basically a bunch of people that are interested in technology and education, sharing ideas and getting feedback. And whenever I'm in situations like this, I have a carefully formulated pitch to try to put people's minds at ease, because religion makes people nervous sometimes. Hi, I'm Andrew Henry. I manage a YouTube channel on the academic, non-sectarian study of religion in an effort to improve everyone's religious literacy. So notice how I throw in those buzzwords, academic and non-sectarian, just to try to let you know I'm not trying to convert you. But one of the entrepreneurs there just did not get it. And I don't mean to pick on her, she was a CEO of her own startup. That's really cool. But she said something that I think is a widespread misunderstanding whenever I talk about religion for breakfast. She said, "Oh, that's interesting, but I'm not religious, so I don't need that. My roommate, though, she's religious. She might find that very interesting." The context wasn't really conducive to me getting on my soapbox, so I said something lame like, "Well, I think this content is important for everybody." But here's my fuller answer. I think she said this because she confused the academic study of religion with a devotional expression of a religious worldview, or a devotional study of religion. This is such a fundamental error that the American Academy of Religion, which I'm part of, has a set of guidelines explaining the two. Faith-based explorations are intended to promote a particular theological worldview and encourage practitioners to articulate values and adopt practices that are consonant with that set of beliefs. A religious studies approach to teaching about religion is intended to introduce students to the vast array of faith-based expressions that exist within and between traditions, with the aim of deepening understanding about religious diversity and the roles that religion plays in political, economic, and cultural life across time. Now, this isn't to say that these two perspectives are dichotomously opposed. They're not. A lot of my scholarly friends are devout practitioners of their religion, and a lot are not religious at all, and many more are somewhere in between. You don't need to be religious to study religion. So I don't care if you're a Christian or a Buddhist or an atheist. The thing that ties us all together is a fascination in this weirdly human phenomenon that we call religion. What's interesting, though, is we don't do this for other academic disciplines. If someone says, "I study political science," you're not automatically like, "Huh, you must be a politician. When's your next campaign?" Or if you say you study art history, you don't automatically assume they're an artist. But for whatever reason, whenever we say we study religion, they assume you're religious, or maybe you're even a pastor. I've gotten that a lot. It's kind of weird. I honestly don't know why this is the case. I personally think it has something to do with the name of the discipline, religious studies. Because whenever people hear the word religious, they get confused, because in English, it can mean being religious. But it's also reinforced in the classroom. How many of you had a teacher that brought in a rabbi to teach about Judaism, or brought in an imam to teach about Islam? These aren't necessarily bad experiences for students' education, but the teacher should be really careful not to equate being a practitioner of a religion with expertise in that religion, unless they have also studied their faith from an academic perspective. The same goes with calling on a student in the classroom, like calling on a Christian to represent their entire faith, or to call on the one Muslim in your classroom to represent their entire tradition. You can't expect these practitioners to know everything about their religion. But I'd be curious to hear from you guys. Whenever you hear religious studies, do you think of religious in the devotional sense? Have you ever met someone that made this fundamental error distinguishing between the academic study of religion and a devotional study of religion? Put your comments below, and as always, thanks for watching.